It's a crazy day in the world of Magic the Gathering. After angry outcry from Magic players, Wizards of the Coast has just made big changes to the upcoming Magic 30 event that's happening in Las Vegas. And if that wasn't interesting enough, there's also a brand new Hasbro Pulse secret layer that we're going to talk about.
Magic. I am a wizard! History. I'm an old wizard! The Magic Historian. My bones hurt.
Greetings! Owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles, my friends! I hope the day finds you well because we have gathered for another installment of Mega Magic News. And this one is a goodie. So, what's going on with Magic 30 and the fan outcry that has caused Wizards of the Coast to do a massive reversal? Well, this is something I wasn't expecting. It actually has to do specifically with the cosplay event that was going to happen at Magic 30. Now, up until this all kind of blew up, I didn't even know there was going to be a cosplay event at Magic 30. But it turns out Wizards of the Coast had slated one in, and the prize that they were giving left a bunch of people disappointed. Now, like I said, this flew under the radar. It took Mysterious showing up in a live stream to even make me notice that this was going down. But the situation blew up to the point where people raged out on Twitter. Wizards of the Coast basically made the top prize for this entire cosplay contest a $200 Joanne Fabric gift card reward. Now, on the surface, it's easy to go, hey, you know what? The cosplayers, they like to get dressed up in goofy stuff. Here's your gift card, kid. Go on and get yourself some fabric and roll some silk bolts around your head. Be a silly little Nancy or whatever it is, right? Like, it's very easy to wave it away like that. I'm guilty of doing things like that, but that's because we all have different things that we're super focused on. I really love Magic lore, the old school stories. That's why I got the channel dedicated to it. But at the same time, Magic lore is underserved because not enough of the community cares about it. So, thankfully, there are enough people who genuinely care about the cosplayers and the effort that they put into making their amazing costumes. Like, boil it down for a second. You can either look at it from the perspective of cosplayers are just people putting on costumes, and Wizards of the Coast already created the characters, and these people just love the characters and they're getting dressed up. Or you can also look at it from the perspective of these cosplayers, especially some of them, right? Like, a contest is open to everybody. But these cosplayers, some of them, have incredible costumes that took a lot of work. I've seen full-on, like, articulated angel wings, stained glass Beneless shields. Like, some of the stuff you can see is genuinely incredible, right? And it adds to the atmosphere of the event. Wizards of the Coast is holding the 30th anniversary for Magic, and people rightfully pointed out that it's very embarrassing to basically denigrate the work of these cosplayers by going, come to this event, we're going to use you to avatars our game, but we're not even going to throw you some free Magic product or anything like that. $200 in fabric for the best of you. And that's it. And that probably doesn't even cover the cost of one costume, right? Like, fabric is expensive. If you guys remember the old school videos where I'm dancing around in that big robe or whatever, the material for that was like 100 bones. Like, that was an expensive robe. So fabric doesn't really go that far. It's not a big reward overall. So Wizards of the Coast apparently got hammered enough, and it seems like exclusively on Twitter in this case, because it feels like it happened under the surface. And maybe that's just because I'm so keyed into what's going on with Magic, and you've got like the Infinity, you've got the Commander with the Warhammer 40k going on, and all of that makes it difficult to see everything that's going on, right? So the whole fact that enough people were yelling about this to make Wizards actually completely change, because remember, you have to pay to get into this event as well. That you have to pay an entry fee for the event. Now, they have greatly increased the prize structure. Let us talk about the new cosplay prizes that they have. So, first place, one Best in Show award, $3,000 cash prize, $200 Joanne Fabric gift card. So that fabric gift card is still in there, but they're like, hey, you know what? We should add $3,000 to that. On top of that, 2 3-day VIP badges, to final festival event in 2023 and 1 hotel room to be used at the event. See, now this feels like far more of a reward. We'll make sure that you can go to the next big event. We're going to give you tickets to bring somebody else, and we'll give you a hotel room as accommodation on top of $3,000. That is a much better prize. And that's not all, actually. They have multiple. So, 1 Best in Show runner-up gets $1,750 cash, $150 Joanne Fabric gift card, that one 3-day VIP badge to the first festival event in 2023, and 1 hotel room as well. And then there are 3 judges awards for novice, journeyman, and master categories. So those are exactly what they sound like. They are the different categories of cosplaying skill level that you would enter into. So even if you are a lower level cosplayer, you don't have to worry that you're going to get blown out of the water automatically by all the big heavy hitters, which seems like a nice way to do things rather than just having everybody all amalgamated like that. Now, each of those category winners receives $1,000, $100 Joanne TM Fabric gift card, and 1 3-day badge to our first festival and 1 hotel room. And then it says additional prizing in categories to be determined at a later date by sponsor. And it makes me wonder if by sponsor they actually mean Joanne Fabrics and they are actually the sponsor of this event somehow. I saw jokes circulating around that somebody said I guess they had an extra gift card laying around over at Wizards. But yeah, ultimately this feels like a much better prize structure, right, when you look at it. Now, let's turn to talking about Secret Lair action. So, this is going to be a Hasbro Pulse release. This is not a normal Secret Lair release, which means usually with Hasbro Pulse, you can only get 1 or 2 ways with this. You can either get it by ordering it online or by going to some event. Now, let's put up on the screen what it actually is. You will notice a little chibi Elspeth, right? So this is pretty interesting. What do we have here? This is the newest Secret Lair they're going to be offering by Hasbro Pulse. Most likely, it is another set of little chibi planeswalkers, a whole range of them. Like here, we can see most likely Elspeth, Sun's champion, right? I mean, when you take a look at the artwork, she's got the spear. We're not looking at her wielding the sword because she's had different weaponry throughout her lifetime, except for some reason when she showed up in New Capenna and she's running from the thugs at the beginning of the story and she runs into an alley and picks up a lead pipe and starts donking him in the head with a lead pipe, and then she's like, she goes to the maestro, give me a dagger, please. And you're like, but you had a shadow spear, and you had a light spear, and you had a sword. You had all these things. What are you doing, Elspeth? What are you doing on Capenna? Beep, beep, where's my Jeep? Anyways, I'm getting too divergent here from the point. Either way, this is a resplendent little Elspeth. Now, this is the only teaser image we've been given. It is for the Hasbro PulseCon 2022, which I suspect means you can pick up at the convention, and they will make available for a very weird little limited window. Basically, I'll try and keep you guys abreast of when this will be released online, because when they do it, they'll put out a wave and they'll sell it pretty quickly, but they'll usually sneak out a second wave unannounced as well, smaller. And so you can kind of suss out when it's happening if you pay attention. But we can theorize that what's going on here, and guys, spoiler alert, this might spoil a bit of the story for you, so I'll give you a few seconds to wander away if you're worried about spoilers. Okay, so what we might be looking at is the first little chibi planeswalker set we saw are all 5 planeswalkers that get turned into Phyrexians, right? Like, take a look. 2 of them have already been completed, and I suspect that the writing is on the wall for the other 3. And then we've got this one, which is presumably going to be a set of another range of chibi planeswalkers, but these will be the ones to fight against the Phyrexian menace. Because remember, in Beep Beep, Where's My Jeep Capenna, we had her, Elspeth, manifest a halo blade, right? And so now she can generate angelic essence, angelic juice in her little sword bubble whenever she feels like it, and she's going to be the one to lead the assault against Elish Norn. So 5 chibi completed planeswalkers, 5 chibi planeswalkers fighting on the side of good against Phyrexian. Maybe they'll do another secret lair where they give you like completed versions of all of them in chibi form as well. That would be absolutely wild. But that wraps up all of the news that is fit to speak about today. I'm going to be live streaming here tonight. If you want to come by and say hello, feel free to do so. Big thank you to all of my patrons for supporting my channel. You guys are awesome. And I will talk to all of you, my friends, in the next video.